It begins with silence, not the silence of absence, but the kind that arrives before something begins. You're standing at the edge of a field, just before night decides to settle in. Everything around you holds its breath, as if the world itself knows something is about to shift. You take a slow step forward. The ground is soft, cool, alive. Above you, a full moon, heavy and glowing. It doesn't shine, it watches, and ahead, a rising mist. It moves slowly, gathering across the grass like memory. It doesn't feel cold. It feels like it's waiting for you, not to arrive, but to remember. You pause at the edge. The veil hangs low, soft as breath, thick enough to blur the path, but thin enough to let moonlight through. And you begin to understand, this is not just mist, this is a threshold. What lies beyond isn't a place, it's a state, a frequency, an in-between. You take another step, and the first tendrils of fog wrap around your feet. It clings gently to your skin, cool and familiar. Not like weather, like recognition. Like the air knows your name in a language your mind forgot, but your body still remembers. You breathe in slowly. The mist enters your lungs, soft, damp, ancient. It fills you, not to weigh you down, but to make space. You exhale, and everything unnecessary begins to leave with it. Thoughts, tension, noise. The moon above you glows brighter now, but it doesn't illuminate. It calls. You feel its pull not in your head, but in your belly, in your bones. It's not asking you to move. It's asking you to let go, to surrender form, to soften identity, to become mist before entering it. So you do. You take one more breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Let your spine settle into gravity. And then you step fully into the veil. The mist wraps around your legs, your waist, your arms, your throat. Not as cloud, but as welcome. You are no longer on land. You are no longer outside. You are between. And the moon watches without blinking, her silver light slicing through the fog like memory slicing through time. You don't ask where you're going. You don't ask what you'll find. You simply walk, each step softer, each breath slower, each thought quieter. You are not leaving, you are shifting, and the mist is your bridge. You walk without seeing, but you're not blind. You're sensing, feeling, following. The mist thickens as you move forward, but your body doesn't resist. It trusts. Because this fog isn't confusion, it's protection. It quiets the world behind you so you can hear the one that's ahead. Each step feels lighter, not because the ground has changed, but because you have. You're no longer walking on the earth. You're walking with it, in rhythm, in surrender. The air around you holds a pulse now, subtle but alive, like the breath of something ancient that never needed a name. You reach out a hand. Mist slips through your fingers, but leaves behind sensation, a tingling, a memory, a shimmer of what might be, and then you hear it. Not sound, not music, but a tone, faint, low, pure. It doesn't come from around you, it comes through you, as if your bones are remembering a song from before you were born. The moon above is barely visible now, just a halo behind the veil. But her pull is stronger. She's not lighting your path. She is the path. You move toward her glow, not with effort, but with intention. Each breath deepens your descent into the in-between. You feel your identity begin to loosen, like fabric unthreading in the gentlest wind. You are still you, but not the version that performs or explains or edits herself to be understood. That version has gone quiet. And what remains is presence, full, open, unbound. You touch your chest. Your heartbeat is slow but steady, like a drum calling something forth. not from outside, from within. The veil shifts around you now. Not just mist, but movement. You're not walking through fog. You're walking through time, and space begins to feel less fixed, the world less linear, your thoughts less loud. Shapes start to form at the edges, faint silhouettes like trees or memories. But they don't come into focus, they emerge, like the world ahead isn't being shown to you, it's being remembered by you. And the deeper you go, the more the veil becomes less of a wall and more of a mirror. You are not leaving the old world, you are peeling it back. Step by step, breath by breath, you move towards something sacred, yourself, on the other side of forgetting. You step forward, and the shift is instant. No sound, no announcement, just a deep cellular knowing. You've crossed over. The mist thins, not disappears but opens, and before you, a world not bound by rules you once understood. It doesn't feel strange. It feels right, like somewhere you didn't even know you missed until your feet touched its soil. The light here is unlike anything you've known. It doesn't come from a single source. It glows from within things. The ground emits a faint silver warmth. The trees, if they are trees, pulse like breath. And above you the moon is closer, larger, not watching, but welcoming. She knows you. She always has. Everything here moves slowly, like it's been waiting for you to catch up. Time is not a line anymore. It's a pool, a shimmer, a rhythm. You take a breath, and it's as though you're breathing not just air, but memory. Not yours, not entirely. Memory of soul, of before, of beneath. You place a hand on your chest, and for a moment, you vanish. Not disappear, just merge with light, with mist, with moon. You feel yourself stretch, not outward, but inward, like you're expanding into your own depth. There are no mirrors here, but everything reflects you. The curve of a glowing vine, the shimmer on the water's skin, the way the air hums when you exhale. They all echo your presence back to you in ways more true than any name. You walk slowly through this place, not to get anywhere, just to become more real inside it. With each step, something unspoken inside you steps forward too, a part that's watched your life from the other side of silence and is finally ready to return. You feel her, the version of you who never forgot her magic, her softness, her connection to everything. She doesn't rush toward you, she waits, because she knows you will come closer now, not to touch, but to remember. This world, this dimension, isn't fantasy. It's the home beneath forgetting, and the mist you passed through wasn't a barrier, it was permission to step outside time, outside should, outside noise, and into the part of you that still moves like moonlight. You pause in this other world, in this quiet that hums like memory. You are no longer looking ahead. You are feeling inward, and that's when you sense it. Not a presence outside you, but you, coming closer from within. She doesn't arrive with sound. She doesn't speak. She doesn't need to. You know her, not by face, by frequency. She feels like the first time you trusted your body, the first time you didn't apologize for wanting, the first time you felt stillness and didn't flinch. She stands before you now, not as a stranger, but as the self you left behind when the world became too loud to hold her. You don't cry, you breathe, you don't ask questions, you feel the answers. Your hands want to reach out, but your soul already has. You step forward, she steps too, not to merge, to meet. And in that meeting, you don't collapse into her, you expand. You feel her hands not on your skin, but around your energy, cradling, warming, returning. You remember how she moves, how she listens, how she knows things without needing to prove them. You place a hand over your heart. The beat is slow, even, ancient, and with it comes the realization, I didn't lose her, I just stopped listening. Not from failure, but from survival. And now, you've survived long enough to soften. She doesn't ask you to change. She doesn't want you to become pure or quiet or better. She only asks that you remember. You are made of mist. You are made of moonlight. You are made of something that doesn't need permission to shine. The light around you begins to pulse, not brighter, truer. Like the landscape itself is reacting to your reunion. You take a breath. It tastes like calm, like lavender, like rest. You take her hand, which is your hand, and together you stand in the glow of a world that was always waiting for you to stop running. And you hear her, not in sound, but in knowing. You can take me with you. You always could. I was never gone. You smile, not as reaction, as recognition, and the air around you opens again, inviting you deeper still, not toward something new, but toward the center of everything. You stand still, but something in you begins to move, not away from this place, not away from her, but with her. You turn slowly, and the mist that once wrapped around you as a veil now parts like a pathway. The moon above is quieter now, but deeper. She no longer calls. She guides, and you begin to walk, not the way you came, but the way you've become. Each step is soft, not because the world has changed, but because you have. You feel her, the self you reunited with, still walking beside you, but not as separate. She's in your posture, in your breath, in the way your feet kiss the ground instead of press against it. You are returning, but not as someone leaving something behind. You are returning with it, with knowing, with softness, with a light inside you that doesn't flicker when the world gets loud. You pass through the veil again, but this time it doesn't feel like passing. It feels like unfolding. Mist brushes your arms, not to obscure, but to remind you that you're allowed to hold mystery. And the moon, still glowing above, shines not onto you, but through you. You are no longer just illuminated. You are a channel for light. The world ahead, the one you once called ordinary, starts to appear again. Trees, stones, soil, but none of it looks the same, because you don't look with your eyes anymore. You look with remembrance, and suddenly, even silence feels full. Even shadows feel kind. Even your body feels like home. You stop for a moment, hand on heart, bare feet on cool earth, mist lingering at your back, moon above like a halo that never had to be earned, and you whisper inwardly, I walked through the veil. I met myself, and I will not forget. Not because you promised, but because you don't need to remember anymore. You've become the memory, you've become the glow, and the veil behind you. It stays open, just enough for the part of you that still dreams to keep dancing between both worlds. You've stepped back into the world you know, but it no longer fits the same. It hasn't shrunk. It hasn't dimmed. You've grown, and your light, that soft, moon-washed glow, doesn't need to be explained. It just is. The mist behind you fades. The veil closes slowly, but not in separation, in reverence. Like a door that trusts you'll know how to return when the time comes again. The moon remains above, but she feels closer now. Not because she moved, because you did. Something in you rose to meet her, and now she shines through your skin. You begin to walk, not into something new, but into what's always been here. But now you see it differently. Your hands, they hold energy differently. Your breath, it anchors, not escapes. Your heart, it listens with the patience of mist. You touch the bark of a tree. It feels alive in a way it didn't before. You feel the wind. It speaks even if it doesn't use words. Everything is more vivid, more sacred, not because it changed, but because you see through the veil now, even with your eyes open. You walk through this world as a bridge between two, the one of form and the one of frequency, and you are no longer afraid to carry both. Your pace is slow, not from hesitation, but from intimacy. You are touching the world with your presence, and it responds, softly, gratefully, as if it remembers you from before you were born. You place your hand on your belly now, a quiet grounding, not to hold yourself in, but to remind yourself, I carry the moon in me. I carry the mist. I carry the silence that speaks without sound. You do not need to meditate to return here. You do not need to escape. You only need to feel the pulse in your palms, the breath in your ribs, the shimmer behind your thoughts that wasn't there before, or maybe always was. You are home, in your body, in your moment, in the dimension where softness is strength and slowness is sacred. And the veil? It's not something you passed through, it's something you became.